Hi everybody, Matt Mergula here with another update for your smart panel. It's still early September and some of the things that are rolling out are actually quite interesting and things you might be able to use. I'm going to show you the Shout It Out feature that occurs in the player that lives on your display when you first turn your board on. So I'm not connected to the computer. In this case, I'm just going to go into the middle of the display. You'll see something called Player. We'll tap on that. All of this that's listed here is for another time to share your smart board, and I can show you how to do that, and probably we'll put out another update for the smart panel to do that. But over here, hiding over on the left, is your whiteboard list, but also this little button that says Shout It Out that they just added with the current update. So we're going to tap on that, and I'm going to kind of be off and on the screen here, and you can see something kind of pops up, says Shout It Out, and it says Student Devices Are Required. So it's tough for me to show you this with a device not connected, but I'm going to try my best here. So when you hit start, it's going to kind of flash there. It's going to connect. It's going to take a couple seconds to connect, and then this panel is going to show up over here on the left. Okay. I accidentally hit that twice, so let's try that again. Refresh it. So I have this panel that pops out, and it says HelloSmart.com 75085. That is the Shout It Out session that your students will be able to connect to. So if I go to hit start, it will make it nice and large for them to be able to see. I'll click on that, make it nice and large for them to see. Tells them where to go, what number to type in when they show up to connect. They'll have to type in their name, and then they connect. Now, what do I use this for? So when I'm ready to start it, it's obviously running. It says, do I want to display the students' names? If you're worried about what the kids are going to put up, if they're going to say things to each other, that's something that you can turn off. And then right now it's preset at 3 contributions per student. So students can put responses up on this board 3 times, right from their Chromebooks or their classroom PCs. I can change that in the settings, which I'll show you in a second. These pop up. I can drag them around. I can classify them. This is a really neat brainstorming activity before the beginning of or the ending of class, anticipatory set or a closure activity. So I'm going to end this, but I'm going to go over into the settings and I'm going to show you something else that's here. So when I hit these settings, before I start a session, I can control how many contributions per student, and then I can start. So this is probably the best place to go when you're first trying the Shout It Out activity, is the settings. But there's more. If I tap on this star here, I now have some things that I can use. I don't know how well you can see them on my camera here. You have buzzers that you can use. Students compete to finish first to decide who goes next. A randomizer. You can randomly select names. I know those of you that use Smart Notebook, the random word chooser was a favorite thing, but it really hasn't been replaced. If you have one of these panels, you can use that to replace it. You also have a timer that you can pop up on the screen and set a time for completing an activity, which is kind of neat there, okay? And there's my timer up on the screen that I can use, okay? Go back to the settings here. Or the star, I'm sorry. Let's try the buzzers. So now the buzzers are down there on the bottom, and now we can use those buzzers to, along with the timer, to control who answers first, who answers second. Really, really neat activity. It's definitely worth trying. Again, if you're looking for it, let me go back here one more time. Your players on the front screen, your Shout It Out activity is right over there. So that's the Shout It Out update. I'll be sending out some others on some other things that the board can do very soon. Hope all of you are really liking the boards, and if you need anything, of course, book me or email me at mmeriglia@starpointcsd.org. See ya.